Welcome back, guys. Of course, we took an extended break there for the teams to kind of calm down, take a breather, let the adrenaline reset a little bit.
91 minutes of gameplay in that previous one. That's excluding the draft time as well. So they were there for pretty much 100 minutes of action. And towards the end, that was just sheer craziness. It feels kind of insane that it was around minute 45 or something that Vici were going for the first end on the throne. And then it just kept going for, you know, the majority of an hour after that. That's crazy.
But we've got a draft for Game 3. Game 3 is ready for us. Are we ready for Game 3, though, Fnatic?
I don't know if anyone can be ready for, you know, late game with Envy. It sounds like a great show, actually.
Oh, boy, just create chaos. When a game gets to that point, just want to create chaos.
Yeah, and no one can understand what's going on, not even me.
So, what are we looking at here? Draft-wise, looks pretty similar so far. Fnatic banning out the Lycan Omni ET, which they have done similar things in the past couple of ban stages. Omni Lycan, an ET ban with a bounty hunter here and there, but they've let through heroes like Tiny, like Shadow Fiend.
Fnatic just giving respect. I mean, in game number 1, they gave away the Lycan, right? Feels like ages ago now, but they did play that first game where Paparazzi had a stellar performance and Vici Gaming took the game with ease. Not gonna allow that. And, you know, Universe had a really nice mid and late game there. He had some moments where he did some mistakes for sure on his Tiny, as did everyone in a 90-minute game though. But he definitely had some clutch kills and saves with the toss as well. So going for that hero again. And again, it's the ambiguity, you know, you can't really know what this is. And it's very, very easy to just assume that, okay, that's a Universe, you know, and be sure about it. But you can't ever really be sure.
So first phase picking time, there's still heroes, you know, like Bane in the pool. There's no like Clock SF, there's, you know, no ET Bane or anything like that to kind of have a sick duo opening.
I think Bane is still going to make it in, simply because he's a hard target for Tiny to burst with the brain sap and then tankiness of the hero, just his natural tankiness. So expecting to see maybe a Bane Tusk or something, but something tells me that they're not going to open with 2 supports. Probably just Bane and a core, and then I'm not sure which one they want to go for.
Like Tidehunter's been second phase banned in a bunch of these games. How do you feel like a Tide first phase?
I don't feel it's worth picking Tide that early. You can still run into some really hard counters. That's the downside with Tidehunter. Picking him too early, you can run into a Razor lane or something like that, and it's so tough. Okay, so not going to be a Bane then, I guess, with the Rubik picked up. DP straight out the gates.
So super different.
Oh
super
my
different.
God.
Fnatic, not super different.
Not super different. In fact, it is completely identical to the previous game in the terms of having a Tiny and Terrorblade. I don't know if they
first phased it.
They did it. Yeah. Oh, that's their opener. We're here to stay. What you gonna do? That's the question.
How do you deal with us? Vici, something completely different. You know, DP, of course, is a mainstay in Chinese Dota, has been for quite some time now. First phasing is no big surprise, but again, we don't see that kind of saving mechanism, you know, the Dazzle, the Oracle to go alongside
Exactly, something we were talking about a lot, that you want to have something. So Tusk is still in the pool. Could still be used for the DP as a semi-save. You know, it can be a very effective save in certain situations. We'll see if that's going to be removed by Fnatic or if they're eyeing up something else. Of course, they did ban out the Tidehunter, like you mentioned, often gets removed in the second phase. Yeah. And it does play nicely with DP. Just you want to build team fight so that DP can go and siege high ground. The way it works is DP pushes really hard, but you need to secure that you are stronger in the 5-man scenario. Without sacrificing too much of your laning stage as well. So it's a tricky thing to draft a solid DP lineup, I feel. A lot of heroes need to be picked because of her.
You need a really nice balance of like aggression and defense and
we heard
Underlord.
We heard the scream. Some scream of malice there from the Underlord.
A hero that we've been talking about off camera a fair amount.
We have, as a counter to the Lycan, a little bit against the TB. Yeah, he's quite a strong hero against both the TB and the Tiny, so I like that ban out. If you pay attention to what the Underlord and Tide have in common, they both lower the base damage, and since Terrorblade has so much base damage to begin with, he suffers more from it, since it's percentage based.
Moving on now for Vici Gaming. You were mentioning the Tusk. could look for that 4-roll hero now. There's still something like an Earth Spirit in there for Lanham, but there's also sick heroes like Undying and Kunkka that I feel could
He does
pop
like
in.
playing some crazy heroes, he does. And Legion Commander is going to be picked up again. I mean, after that, that was a really good performance overall, but everyone is just going to remember the last death of Young 11, I believe. And that's the unfortunate case. I mean, he did so much work for his team there, and I believe that he kept them in that game for the majority of it, which was quite crazy. Yes. Even when they didn't kill Tinker without even dueling him at one point, where he just ran in and slapped him a few times because he had like 600 damage per hit. Yeah,
definitely through like Ori Zeus and 11's Legion, they held on through that game, seemingly impossible situations.
For sure, they overcame a lot of things. And
it's like a pseudo save as well for DP, right? The press the attack just in case there's like a Bat Rider or anything like that comes in.
Sure.
You've got to wait to keep the Death Prophet at least at arm's reach for a little bit.
It has that double function. And speaking of Dazzle, talking about the hard saves, and this can be something that was necessary in the previous game. We saw the Terrorblade very often getting bursted, even though he had BKB on, or even if he had, tons of armor, didn't really save him. Once that duel came out, he could not get the Sunder off. But now, with the Grave, you really have to think twice about dueling a TB if Dazzle is around.
It pretty much guarantees that Sunder, right? They could
exactly.
Could have thought about the Bane with a Nightmare to bounce between the two, but Dazzle is just so much more consistent.
Unless he gets super farmed and has Aghanims, then you can Grave all you want. 8 seconds is 8 seconds. That's a long time. Caudle gets picked up. Believe that's the first Caudle that we've seen here together in our cast, so I'm excited. That's another first. And Caudle is a very interesting take on countering Terrorblade. It's a hero that actually is quite good against him for multiple reasons. First of all, very fast support. Hard to get close to the Caudle. And look at this. It's a Rubik together with Caudle, meaning they have the advantage that one of these is going to be a rich, typical position 5 hero, but now playing as a 4. Which I hope it's going to be Caudle, because with that, Aghanims early on, you could sit behind the DP, spam out that heal nuke all the time, and it's going to be very hard for him to commit into that.
I love this. Like, I've never really considered... Like, you got Blinding Light against TB Illusions.
That's the biggest part, of course.
Wave clear. Like, if Fnatic start grouping up as 5, you've got the split push aspect of recall to get across the map. I love the fact that you can just have a DP up on the front lines getting healed as well. That's a sick point.
Caudle theoretically is, in my opinion, probably one of the best heroes in Dota just by what he could bring to the table.
Him and Oracle, in my mind.
They're up there. It's just the utility of Caudle. The fact that he has the recall really changes things in terms of his power ranking in my mind. But then it comes down to how it practically works, how good people are at abusing it. Because it's not really just, oh, are you good at using your recall? No, is your team good at playing around that? Are you good at using it as a team and abusing the strength of the hero?
Exactly. Like we used to see from Liquid a hell of a lot, right? That GH Kotl, Force Staff into Ags, and then you'd have this miracle hero who could move around and split push, the Invoker, the AM or whatever it was.
Even back longer ago, like during the old Alliance days, of the past, when they were the greats. Ake Chen or Ake Caudle. He played Caudle quite a bit back then. He even had that triple Blinding Light out of Roche Pit, back when Roshan lived somewhere completely different. Anyway, we should talk about this Tusk coming in here. Now, they have 2 different saves against this duel. And that is very useful, because now they can't just blindly go on to the Dazzle and say, okay, we got the Dazzle, he can't, Grave.
The multi-layered defense.
Exactly, and that actually makes it way stronger and much harder for Legion. However, a nice thing we didn't really mention yet, the Aghanims of Caudle can be really good for Legion Commander. Just that vision during the daytime, when you're running around and scouting, it can provide some easy dual pickoffs every now and then. And especially since Caudle can run around on his own, scout, and if you find something, bring the Legion over, duel it, and we're done. Unfortunately, it would work much better if they had some form of global impact, like an Invoker or a Zeus. But in this game, it's more push-oriented, so we're most likely going to see that. Oh, there's Invoker on the enemy team.
Fnatic take it. Abed gets his Meepo banned, but comes snapping back with an Invoker pick for himself. That really is one of the classics. But this is why Dota is so hard of a game to really, just get any kind of grasp on. Is we're talking about, mid-game Kotl and, late-game possibilities. Early game here for Vici Gaming, they've got a good amount of control and damage as well to be able to, keep their cores in the lanes.
They do. It's definitely not looking too bad. I like the power of a Rubik to mess with Invoker on a mid lane, especially since the Forge Spirit is going to be there most likely. The Fade Bolt is quite good. It takes away almost all the damage of the Forge Spirit, and Invoker, of course, is going to hit very weak. So that's a good hero for bullying mid. We are most likely going to see some attention towards that mid lane, as we very often do.
So, Vici Gaming now,
yeah,
up against Invoker and Terrorblade. Your last pick is your carry. You've got 5 seconds left. What's your option?
I would go Jug, but Void also an option. Oh, they go OD. Ah, interesting. I don't really like the OD and DP together so much, because this puts some pressure that if Legion doesn't get strong enough, they're not going to have physical damage by right-click. They do have the Exorcism, don't get me wrong, but when Exorcism is down, their right-click is going to be very lackluster outside of the pure damage. So that means that BKBs are going to hard counter them, and that's a little bit of a weakness that I see in their draft. But other than that, it looks like they could have a pretty strong laning setup. And interested to see what they're going to do here. If it's just going to be a safe lane OD and a top Legion Commander and mid DP. I also think they could dual lane the Legion Commander and Caudal. A very strong combination that can put a lot of pressure onto many different lanes. So, interesting to see what's going to happen here in Game 3. Game 2 was an absolute carnage of a game. Are we going to see 90-minute game again? Gareth, what do you think?
Are we going to see a 90-minute game again? Honestly, with TB Invoker against a exactly against a Kotal DP OD, this game could potentially go the distance. You know, this Legion Commander again could get stacked up and get all that physical damage going. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. It's an Eternal Envy game. They're playing against Vici Gaming with Young 11 and Lanem, who are two of the more aggressive players out there in China. As the Sunstrike does scout out some movement here from VG.
Careful.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this game, honestly.
Yeah, it's getting hot. You know, the Sunstrike is going down. This is going to be quite interesting. Eternal Envy is going to run around here in his tower range, just going to scout a little bit. Meanwhile, we have Paparazzi playing the safe lane OD, going to be super careful about anything happening on top. And both teams just dropping some wards and pulling back to their own high ground, their own bounty rune. Most likely we're just going to see both teams taking, you know, one side each west or east of the bounty runes.
Does appear that way.
I love how beautiful that gets when you draw on the map for yourself. You can like...
That annoys me so much.
It looks like, what's it called? Line Rider or something like that. That game where you could like draw for a slide.
The sled guy, yeah.
Oh, dude, I played a lot. That was amazing.
There's some super sick ones that have come out recently as well that go along with music. I don't know if you've seen them, but like classical music where the line dropping or the guy riding along dropping.
I'll have to get into the Line Rider meta again.
Yeah, so there's some big memes out there, honestly. They're very good.
Missing out.
Like you were saying, Legion Kotal, aggressive dual lane, or just, I guess, just a setup of a dual lane here against Eternal Envy. He did get a really nice lane ward as he went through the jungle, hid in the trees, got an observer ward down, so he sees this coming perfectly. Fnatic setting up with Piladai mid behind Abed, trying to deal with this Ori Death Prophet, TPing now down towards bottom. Give Eternal Envy a good time with his first Metamorphosis, get some nice CS, get a bit of harass back in.
Yeah, but look at that damage. We mentioned the dual lane.
Immediate turnaround.
The dual lane that could come out, the Legion Commander along with the Caudal, both of them hit so hard with these nukes. And that's going to be not the most fun lane, especially after a Metamorphosis goes down. Top lane, a little bit of aggression here onto Paparazzi, who's going to TP out.
There's the lift. TP back to the tier 1. So Tusk and Tiny in this lane. They've got Tree Grab and Shards. Paparazzi and Lanham, not really two heroes with the greatest level 1 impact, you know. Don't have a ton of damage between them.
Giving Universe a pretty good start here. Something he didn't actually have in the previous game. Not that strong of a start, but this time gonna help him out a little bit more, make sure they doesn't get a tough lane.
It's very similar to...
Oh, they can stunt cancel that.
Oh, they've got the Avalanche and the Snowball. Lanham in all sorts of trouble. There's the lift into the Astral as well. The body blocks from Paparazzi. Looks like it's going to be enough to keep Lanham alive.
Good damage still. They're getting them low, and both of them have
no regen.
Both of them have TP cooldown now. So one thing that guarantees no lane switches, right, from Vici. And also they can't assist mid lane with Rubik.
And now they're under tower farming.
Yeah, they're super aggressive. They do have a kill here.
Very nicely done.
And they don't have much mana. They want one more kill, but not going to be able to get it. They should just take both the bounty runes and be happy with that.
There's a regen rune spawn top, pretty nice. Just be glad that shrines are 5 minutes now and not instant. Thankfully for Vici Gaming. But this is very reminiscent of what Vici were doing with old 11's Tiny, it feels like. You know, the aggressive pressure, get him that first wave or two where he gets to level 2 or 3, but mainly about the brown boots up with a stout shield and then he can lane on his own somewhat.
That's true, that's true.
And DJ sticks around maybe a little bit longer though. Keep this pressure applied.
Basically you want to get him to the point of having, you know, some power treads and then he's going to be fine on his own.
Mid lane, DP against the Invoker. Abed doing reasonably well here, 10 and 0.
For sure.
Even with a double null of Ori, so the Forge Spirit's definitely coming into play.
Yeah, it's
Abed.
quite even on the mid lane. And, I mean, Terrible is still getting farm on bottom as well. He's not really suffering that badly. So, gotta say, all the lanes are pretty much even right now. Nothing is, like, horribly lost. The OD is struggling, that's for sure, but he's still getting CS.
Kotl's getting a bunch of stacks in the jungle, though.
Oh yeah, that's
Medium
a big
camp
thing.
All big. Hasn't got anything on the large camp, but Lanham dies top lane. We do catch the tail end of that. Looks like a quick snowball in with both DJ and Universe. As this safe lane, I mean, it's not safe at all, really.
No, Rubik is not strong enough to have a big impact here. I'm wondering if he should just sack that lane and go somewhere else. Because he could have a positive impact on the bottom lane. He could go offset mid, and that's what he's going to do. He smokes up, goes around mid, and he sees a possibility here for a kill.
First Spirit Siphon.
They need to deal some damage first, before going on to this. But I don't know if it's enough. Look at that HP regen with the Tangle. 22.3. He's just regenning so fast. Oh, gets the kill on top. That's the downside, I guess. As soon as you leave, there's nothing stopping them from just killing the OD.
Yeah, they know that Lanham is missing. They know he's not top lane. He's not farming, not showing.
Abed in a very good position in general here as well. Don't go too far out, but otherwise... Oh, he might have crossed the line.
There's the lift back, Abed.
Quite tanky though, but he does go down in the end.
Even with the one charges, that level 2 Crypt Swarm comes in and finishes the job. Down at bottom though, Eternal Envy. No stuns really here to catch him, so with his boots up, seems okay as long as he's not too close to creep waves like that.
He has to just stay out of the nukes, basically.
Oh, top lane, they're going in again. Paparazzi, Sunstrike in on top of his head, and Abed says thank you very much.
Abed on point with the Sunstrike, and that's going to help him out on mid lane. He just died, but, you know, he's going to get some recovery gold. You know, on bottom, chasing after Pylai die here.
No grave.
Yeah, no grave, no TP, so...
Now he does. Oh, he's at level 4.
He killed the creeps, got the grave, staying alive for a little while longer, until the retaliation proc just slaughters him.
A moment of courage. Very fortunate there.
A moment of silence for Pylai.
But killing off a Dazzle there, you know, it's a Dazzle. Your TB is still farming away, trying to control this creep wave as 11 has dragged it off.
It is a Dazzle, but now Young 11 has a double stack of creeps, and he can kind of hold them up here, and he should be able to deny. Oh, he runs into tower. Okay. Well, whatever. It's still fine as well. Like, he's prioritizing just getting his own farm, which is fair enough. He's going to get quite a bit.
Yeah, with Phase Quelling, I guess it's pretty easy to last it under tower here. For 11's Legion.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Lanham and Ori making a rotation down towards bottom lane. They're scanned though. Fnatic know this is there. They're pinging now. They know that someone's down here, whether it be a Rubik or a Rubik +1. Eternal Envy is going to sit behind his tower. Meta up in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, the first exorcism. The first exorcism use. You can't really sit around for too long here as Death Prophet. You just want to go in on lane and start pushing, to be honest. But they have a ward spotting Pylai, who's being very careful.
He's just out of range.
Yeah. So there she goes. Runs in. No creeps on the tower yet, though. It's a little bit awkward.
Eternal Envy has shown himself, but fortunately for him, Lanham has run the other way.
He's tangling, he's eating, he's cutting.
He could have gone for a TP. Oh, the Sunstrike with the meta? Not enough.
God.
I mean, Envy could easily have TP'd there, but decides to stand his ground and try and fight.
I'm not sure what he's doing. He just decided to eat a lot of trees.
Well, he came out, showed himself, and then tries to cut back in.
He really didn't want to TP out from the lane, I guess. One good part about it is he can TP back into it. The sad part is he used his Metamorphosis, and that's 2 minutes on cooldown still.
Exactly. So, switching up these lanes now, Paparazzi's he's been given middle lane. Top lane just going to be a leech here for Fenrir to try and get some experience. A bit of gold as he shoves this out against the Tiny. But against the Tusk, like, DJ is ready and raring to go.
He really is, and he's going to be messing with Fenrir here. No free farming jungle caudal for me, thanks. And, Fenrir juking out a little bit, but still not enough to survive that.
Like, Fenrir outplayed every single spell.
Envy on bottom, getting
still
lifted.
Can't do anything, yeah.
The Grave is there, but he has no TP as he had to TP back on the lane after dying.
And he's not near level 6. The one charge is keeping him alive a little bit longer.
They're going in for him.
Eventually he's going to pop here. The Sunstrike will not land onto Lanham. But DJ has trapped 11 in with the shards. Now, Crypt Swarm's needed from Ori as the Avalanche from the Universe doesn't connect. 11, can he cut through the trees a little bit more as he's been spotted now? Tries to turn back and do a bit of damage to DJ. Yeah, but Fnatic responding really nicely.
That forced a reaction at least from the Tiny as well to TP down there. And sure, they got some return kills, but this is really just suffering. Envy dying again. Now he has to run up to the top lane and try to find a new place to farm. Meanwhile, Coddle is being given the time and space that he wanted to jungle up a little bit. So he's going to stack up 2 camps, I believe.
It feels like Envy really just is the sacrifice here.
Yeah.
Abed's been given a lot of farm and time mid lane. Double null into the hand of Midas. He's very quickly moving along his progression, while Universe is the real carry, it feels like, in this game.
Another smoke up here. Young 11 on the hunt. He wants to get... He has the face boots, so he's quite fast, and no boots on the Invoker, meaning it could be hard for him to run away. He has the Invis and no dust available. So if he gets the Ghost Walk, he's safe.
How fast are you, Abed? I know you're quick, but oh, he is super quick.
He gone.
The immediate response is like, oh, a pixel of color has appeared on my map or my screen. The Batmen are here, I must go invis.
They're coming for me. I shall leave.
TP bottom, Universe starts things off. Avalanche toss back, the DP's caught with a snowball forward and a snowball to land. Money for Abed, not going to be coming, but he gets the experience regardless.
Honestly, not too far away from her actually surviving there with the start of the Spirit Siphon, healing her up, but not quite enough. Very nice combo there, having the toss back into the Tusk.
Would have loved to give the money to this Invoker, though. So close to that hand of Midas.
Yeah, he's still doing fine, though. It's not like he's suffering.
Yeah.
So, sure, it would have sped it up a little bit, but he's approaching his Midas at a decent timing. And meanwhile, look at Coddle. He's farming a triple stack that he's made for himself here. And TB finds out, though. Envy, he smells it. He smells efficiency going on.
He knows. He knows. So he finally swings top with a meta to try and pressure that tower, but mid lane, defensive play here from DJ, turned into an aggressive one by Abed. The Sunstrike unfortunately not going to work because of the shards, but DJ has...
He has no Venom though on Tusk, so he...
Tragic, Paparazzi's out.
Yeah, he quite easily runs out. A little bit surprised by the lack of Orb of Venom on a Tusk. Normally we always see that. I don't know. Pretty sure that he would have gotten the kill if he had one as well.
Yeah.
The rundown is so much stronger if you slow the enemy down. You get many more right clicks in. But he's going to be the one to fall instead on the Tusk.
Does force some reactions coming in. Universe gets some time bottom lane, but Young 11 continues to
Envy takes a blast to the face, loses the majority of his HP pool.
Oh dear. Go and sunder him. Go on, get in there. Just go sunder the Cottle. You know you want to. The backstab though, Lanham and Ori.
Maybe he should have. He's getting ganked, but
Young 11 dies bottom with a Sunstrike and the help of Universe, but it looks like Eternal Enemy's going to get the Sunder off onto Lanham. Now the Reflection comes out as well. Ori tries the Spirit Siphon, but Vici Gaming, they've got to get out of here. This is dangerous territory. The shards, are they going to fly and catch? They catch, they kill. Not just trapping, but destroying Lanham.
Surprised by that damage. That looked way strong.
Level 4 shards, yeah.
He had Magic Wand on Rubik. I don't even think he expected to die there. 11 charges, and he had aggressive null fields. I'm sure he could have lived if he expected that he would have died to a nuke, but I didn't think the charge would hurt that much, actually.
So how did Legion die bottom? Just a tiny Avalanche toss into Sunstrike, it looks like. There's no blink on Tiny yet.
I was paying too much attention to the top fights.
Yeah, same.
Did not quite see it, but it is easy to go low HP whenever you're laning against a Tiny matchup. All those 3 hits.
Paparazzi in
Here we
trouble.
go.
2-man snowball in on top. Sunstrike will land this time as well with the help of the toss and the punch. And he dies
He's just
in midair.
flying up and down with a Tusk punch and a toss.
Oh, there, his body's landing, and he's gone.
Wow, he was pretty high up.
Plummets to the floor.
So we see a tower trade going on.
Second Exorcism finally gains a tower. Vici Gaming just seemed to be a little lethargic, a little bit slow this game. They're looking for opportunities.
Yeah, Fnatic, of course, they seem a little bit more motivated perhaps by the previous game, you know. The fact that they stayed alive and they did come out on top in that crazy win. It's very easy that you get this feeling oh, we should have won the previous game, and then we made mistakes, and then we didn't, right? Because they were pushing, they went for the throne, it didn't work, and then 50 minutes later, they lost on the side of Vici. To go into a new game right after and not have that in the back of your head is difficult, for sure. It can definitely affect your gameplay a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Like the mentality, the morale, not just like personal, but interpersonal, right? The whole team.
Atmosphere is one of the most important things in a competitive team. To be honest,
one person can drag down.
Everyone knows about mechanical skill and how well you mesh in types of who's farming and who's not, and you know who fits well on what team. But honestly, just the mentality and the atmosphere, and this is one of those situations where you get tested for that when you have a really rough loss, but you still have one game to go. So they gotta just tough it up and win, you know, somehow. Legion
11?
Waiting to finish up the blink. Gonna get it from this creep wave if she can farm it.
As long as she doesn't die. She's
Tusk is coming.
very, very tentative with this. Doesn't even go for that single creep kill, waiting for overwhelming odds maybe to give a couple of them. But no, Young 11's just completely retreating away. The big drawing on the map saying, hey guys, they're coming for me. Dire Scan will look for them on this bounty rune spot. No one's there. So Young 11 made the full retreat.
Both teams basically just sitting back and farming right now. But I believe this favors Dire a little bit more than Radiant, in my opinion, because, you know, they have some things going for them with that position 4 Caudle once he gets the Aghanims. And he's already has his 4 staff, already has the Ogre Club. Or Ogre Axe, I believe. I'm sorry, it's not a club.
How dare you?
That's been clarified by Dota 2 after all. So they're looking pretty strong with that. Of course, though, don't let the TB and Tiny get out of control.
Yeah, and you look at the TB, Eternal Envy is going for the Battle Fury builds.
Yeah.
Feels like he needs to catch up a little bit, keep these waves pushed out.
He's gonna go for the hard carry build, because last game was super late game.
Oh, Ori. Oh, dearie me. Universe, are you going to get another one here? That's a nice amount of Arcane Orbs flying through from Paparazzi. And with this duel, Universe still not dead. The shards keep them at bay, but the Sanity's Eclipse from Paparazzi clears up Universe at least. But that's Exorcism wasted. Ori died immediately after using it.
Yeah, that was a great combination, and they're really good at using these ganks together with, I believe they used the Sunstrike, right, for killing him? Anyway, they're really good at just doing these quick pickoffs in this game, Fnatic. They're recognizing their strength, going for it nice and early, and we need to see something similar on the side of Vici Gaming if they want to keep up, because Legion Commander, minute 15, 0 damage, right? There's no dual damage yet. And that needs to start happening soon if Legion wants to have a decent mid-game. Else, it hinders your possibility to scale and get continuous kills.
Yeah, absolutely. Top lane, Ward in the lane there from Vici Gaming does see Eternal Envy as well as Universe move into position. They're grouping up as if they want to fight this head on. Lana makes the long walk up to top, but he's spotted now coming in, so both teams with information about each other posturing around this top tier 1. It looks like both of them want to fight 4v4. Mid lane Invoker can offer the Sunstrikes, but Legion Commander has a TP scroll, will need to start moving a little bit faster.
Just wants to kill that one more creep wave, but might be a little bit too late at joining the fights. Tiny leads.
Immediately dismisses the Rubik, but a lot of damage coming out of Paparazzi now. The snowball save back down to the creep wave as Universe is looking to try and blink away, but the duel comes in from 11. The damage from Paparazzi will be enough to secure it as DJ left alone to his own devices.
Even that short duration duel is gonna be enough to finish it. No TP score on the Tusk, so this is a journey to hell, I believe. You're not gonna get out of this one alive. And just toying with him a bit. Fenrir is like, push him here, push him there. He can start nuking, but he's giving the kill over to his friend. Almost went down to that Sunstrike. He would have died if he got hit.
412.5.
Exactly. And then you gotta take into account the added damage. 436.1, I believe, is the total right now. The int buffing it up.
The int buff.
So it's a little bit stronger than the numbers always. Just a few numbers more. And
432.3.
good tip for anyone who's watching. If you don't know, always hold Alt when you're checking the damage of a skill. It gets weird on some spells that are not just pure numbers, like percentage things and stuff can be incorrectly displayed. Oh well, it works for Sunstrike. Tower being taken here, and the Weave setting up for a fight here if they want to take a fight. Everyone is losing their armor.
Level 2 Exorcism on Ori and a quick blink away from Young 11.
I'm on this side.
Eternal Envy doesn't want to get involved. He's got Battle Fury done in like 100 gold, so they leave the tier 1. But Exorcism still being up means that now Vici Gaming have options, right? Tier 1 mid, Roshan potentially, look for a pick-off soon and then go for one of these big objectives to go.
I think they have to go for a lot of fights right now. And also Fenrir should probably pick up this point booster during the smoke, get a little bit closer. I'm not gonna buy it yet, okay.
Oh, they see them? The smoke pops, DJ right place, right time. And
very nice.
Coming in. And the Dire even scan on top of this tier 1 mid. TB illusion is there, but no real TB as Eternal Envy fully jungling at this point.
But yeah, I mean, that's what TBs tend to do now with this Battle Fury build that, you know, Envy and RTC definitely have been playing quite a bit. And it does farm really, really fast, but they're going to lose some tier 1 towers. Exorcism committed, though. Even if they lose this tier 1 tower bottom, I don't know if it's too bad for them. Or a tier 1 mid, sorry.
Maybe Vici can go into Roche with the remainder of it, but it's not really going to be enough to do that much damage. Fnatic just set themselves in this jungle, not playing aggressively.
They have quite poor Roshan heroes as well. OD doesn't use his orb against Roche.
It's just
Silencer.
right?
Silencer does, however. So nice thing to know if you want to have good Roshan damage. A mid Silencer always way faster at it.
Consistency.
I mean, no, not consistency. Balance. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, Dota is not really a game where you can draw logical conclusions always, but you just gotta hard learn some of these things.
Just got to praise Ice Frog and know all.
That skeleton died really high up in there.
He sure did. Is he still up there?
He was there for a long time.
Oh, he's gone.
So, again, seems like Vici Gaming, not having the DP ulti, are trying to dodge this one. They seem to be sensing the push coming in top, and they're just pushing really hard on bottom already, with a stolen alacrity on Rubik.
Yeah,
adding some pushing power.
Not too bad, but Abed now with the Aghanim Scepter complete can start thinking about shifting back, getting these tornado combos in.
Oh, yeah.
Really get some mileage out of this Invoker as he progresses through to the mid game, but still, you want some mobility. Boots of Travel come next.
Young 11 going in.
Blink duel onto the Invoker. The snowball save. DJ keeps the Invoker alive for now. Can they get him out of danger though with the blinding light pushing him into even deeper danger? No, they can't. Abed's dead. Pilot died too far with the grave. Goes for the TP. There's a stun. The Astral will stop him as he will fall to the final tick of damage. And Paparazzi.
It's funny how the two of them stick around, but Paparazzi is like, he's dead, you nerds. Just keep running. If you imprison someone who's on 1 HP from grave 2 seconds after they graved, they're dead. They're dead. There's no way out of that. You can't even Magic Wand before it or anything. Mid, attempt kill, and they're gonna get it.
Attempt?
Attempt?
DJ and Universe don't attempt, they don't try, they only do.
Yeah. Do or do not, there is no try.
Precisely. I'm glad you got the reference to the wonderful little man.
Yes.
But Vici, again, just skip past Roshan, need to deal with this Terrorblade who has moved the creep wave all the way to the tier 1 down here. But it's like that kind of, game of ping pong, game of tennis.
Legion is hunting though, trying to find any of them sticking around, but already we see Tusk running away as well. Gonna stay safe.
This feels like a game where Young 11 has fewer dual wins, but more gold and items to work with.
Yeah, almost. That's true. He didn't go for the Blade Mill this time. He went for a Shadow Blade, so more sneakiness and more setup.
Maybe that's why it feels like it, because the Shadow Blade feels like a bigger item than the Blade Mail.
Yeah, perhaps. Perhaps. And we're gonna see a smoke, I think. Everyone's starting to just circle. Like, you can see it on the map when everyone starts just, like, running in a little weird circle.
Envy says, no, I farm these camps first.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't stack them.
Well, he doesn't want to go with them anyway. It's gonna be a 4-man smoke, and meanwhile, enemy pushing top. You don't necessarily want a 5-man smoke almost ever in Dota, unless it's, like, really late game and the lanes are pushed, because it becomes too obvious. Already this smoke is sort of obvious. They're already cautious about mid, but they're gonna go in.
Pilot Die just walking into the middle of 3 of them. Sunstrike will not connect. Lanham pushed away, and DJ, he will get ripped apart. Ori pop the ulti for this as Fnatic now look to disengage. TP out. Pilot Die, he's gone.
And Young 11 missing out on some sweet, sweet duel damage. He decided not to go for the Tusk because he was already dead, but I don't know. Should maybe have tried to get there for that duel win.
Nice TP from Pilot Die as well, down to bottom to deny that tower, also kill the catapult wave, but...
Efficiency.
Roshan for Vici J. Oh my god, no, I'm gonna stop. Vici Gaming. It's just so locked in my head.
It is.
It rolls off the tongue.
It's just a J at it. Sunstrike harassing a little bit. Not gonna connect cleanly on the Legion. Even the Regen rune.
Blink and Shadowblade on this Tiny. They don't have sentries in or near, like on the pit. They've got one further towards the east.
That's true. Could be a good time for sneaking in.
What's the range on that? There's a ton of space here. There's the double man avatars, the meatball landing in as well. Oh, it doesn't connect onto the OD. Unfortunately for the Invoker there, that could have been huge.
And they have good regeneration as well with this press the attack spam. They're just staying around. And they even have the stolen...
Alacrity EE.
Stolen Walrus Punch.
Paparazzi. Ice Wall is dropped by Abed, but Roshan falls. The Aegis is in the hands of Eternal Envy as the snowball goes in onto Fenrir. Paparazzi's dropping low. He needs to save himself, but he has no Astral left. He's dead. Fenrir chased down by DJ, but it's the bigger kills onto the eastern side. Lanham will
gonna go down as well. It's not done yet. The Courier.
Snipe the Courier, the final victim.
Yeah. That was the first duel win, at least, for the Legion Commander, but oh, that went so wrong for them. They were a little bit, perhaps, early to try this Roshan. They don't have the best damage to take it down. Legion and OD were fighting it for a long time, but again, not the best damage dealers. They don't have a single medallion, so it took forever. TB gets over there and he's like, oh, you do the work, I take the Aegis, I take the Rosh kill, and everything is fine.
And DP didn't have her BKB yet, now has it, but 20 seconds until Exorcism is ready, and high ground is being pushed here by Fnatic at 23 minutes.
I think it's just a poke. They're just gonna deal whatever damage they can.
And Envy's farming jungle. He is not involved.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want him to be doing right now. 4,300 gold as well. He's gonna get his BKB and be quite strong with that. He could also go for Scotty. I don't know if he wants to, like... Because now, the thing is, when you pick up an Aegis, sometimes you change your itemization because of it. BKB is obviously a super defensive item that keeps you alive, but if you already have Aegis in your backpack or in your inventory, then you sometimes customize your itemization because of it. It's everything matters, right? Like, Dota is a game of constant decision making.
We'll find out which avenue he takes.
Yeah, I feel like he would probably have bought it, but then again, the Courier's dead.
That's true. Well, Abed now moving into Lincoln Sphere. It looks like they're to deal with dual lift.
Makes sense.
As he keeps pushing out this top lane. No tier 2s apart from this bottom lane, which, again, we're seeing this kind of pattern appear where dire bottom tier 1s and tier 2s just, they don't feel strategically as important as any of the other towers in the game.
And they really aren't. So a lot of the play happens on the rest of the map. It's very interesting to see it, though, because this is not something I've experienced as much in, in the games that I've watched before, but...
Because the tier 1 is gold.
But it's a recurring thing in the games that we're casting, that the tier 1 and tier 2 bottom are the last towers to stand for the Dire at all times. And likewise, their tier 2 bottom, the least important. It simply has to do with how close it is to Roshan. Everything closer towards Rosh is more TP points in that area that you can play around. Of course, you could just go, but the shrines are there, right? You only need one. Well, sometimes you want to get a different angle of initiation, right?
Or a shorter cooldown, or shorter duration on your TP or something.
I think the best example is the Radiant tier 1 top tower. That one actually allows you to TP really high up if you want to sneak around the Rosh pit. And even the mid towers, of course.
Speaking of sneaking.
Yeah, there's a lot of sneaking going on.
Look at these lads.
What are they? Oh, the smoke is actually timing out, so they won't get to tell by the smoke breaking on Pile I Die here. He is a little bit fortunate there, because else they would have... Oh, but they see him. Gonna get him.
How did they see him? Did he just poke his head out?
No, it's the Kotal Axe.
Oh, right, Kotal Axe. Okay.
They see him. I was at first confused as well. I'm like, how did they... But
how do they know?
Yeah, of course, Kotal Axe. And this is the power of the daytime, right? But again, dual damage missed. And these guys... I'm not one for, like, risking the game for some dual damage, right? But... he was in the neighborhood on the Legion Commander. You could easily have disabled a TP if he ever tried to get out on the Dazzle. But I suppose if the enemy happened to be around, then, it's better safe than sorry. Poor Legion, though. I do feel for him. 10 damage at 26 minutes in. This mid-game is going to be tough. At least has Blade Mail now, so you can return the enemy's damage onto themselves, because you're not going to deal it.
Yeah, I mean, Vici Gaming, they're hitting some big item timings, right? They've got Gem, Ags, Kotal, DP has the BKB with a Plate Mail, so you've alleviated some of the physical damage worries you have. But I'm looking at now the OD, has the Blink and the Pike, so you're able to jump in, force maybe a TB or an Invoker back,
him.
get the additional damage as DJ.
He's
Young
gonna
11.
hold him in place. Probably not a dual win, but at least holding in place so that his team can come and combo on the back of that.
Oh, DJ, can you get a snowball off here? No, not quite. The silence lasts long enough. Level 4, in fact, over on Ori's Death Prophet. They have to come back and clear out the wave, so again, feels like more time for Fnatic just to keep on farming on this Terrorblade.
Yeah.
He's 16,000 net worth now.
He is looking absolutely massive, and he's playing laps around them, and he's going for the Skadi now after getting the BKB, so taking it very, very slow and methodical, you know, not gonna risk anything here. As the Aegis times out, he still now has the security that he pretty much cannot be bursted, unless somehow Legion and OD are on top of him, but other than that, he should be safe. TP's out from bottom, already gonna head towards top. So he has this good read on the map that, okay, the enemy just played top, now I want to go there because they're going to pull out of there. And
back and forth, back and forth.
It's just the way it goes, right? It's very hard to catch him. Right now they feel like maybe they're smoked on the dire side, but they're gonna show bottom soon.
They don't have any
Well, they're
smokes.
actually smoking themselves. Okay. They're gonna go for a play here. Dazzle with the smoke. And they're making sure that there's no vision first. I don't know.
They're killing creeps.
Yeah.
Efficiency.
Yeah, they wanted to kill some anyway. You know, the Midas.
Gotta get it done. Well, in they come. Fnatic. They don't really have any intel apart from now. The Crypt Swarm shows the DP's mid. Lanham will prove that he is also sitting around near that tier 3.
There's an illusion with Weave running in. It's a little bit telling. It's like,
we're coming!
Wonder if they're doing something in the neighborhood here.
VG, just defensively, sit back, don't let anything happen.
Young 11 has been top forever now, just sitting here and looking at these creeps. Come on, man, you gotta push now. You have the read that the enemy are over there. Let's go.
Oh, Pylai doesn't have the same sentry spot as he used before to get the double
exactly, the efficiency spot that he dropped. I liked that one.
Oh, Universe. He has been blinked and dueled with the Blade Mail from this Legion Commander.
Tiny,
they force
though.
the Grave out onto the Tiny. He's out of there. The duel didn't last long enough, but Ori's BKB allows him to go in with the silence onto the Dazzle, focus that down, but Terrorblade cut off from the rest of this fight. They need to be able to get in with the damage. The Deafening Blast won't land, but the Meatball will. There's a toss into the Yules. DP keeps herself alive now, turned back onto Eternal Envy. The reflection comes out. He's still got Sunder, remember. Has that big ulti to throw in onto Lanham until the silence arrives. Eternal Envy, he can't get it off. He's going to die.
Wow.
Vici Gaming now trapping in Universe. This is a sick fight for them. Ori survived through it all, but the shrine popped will keep himself up as DJ's Tusk, the last
sole survivor
remaining
and
hero.
the courier of the Dire. It gets out safe as well. Wow, that was quite the fight there. I didn't expect it to go so well after that initiation with the duel onto the Tiny. I'm so surprised he keeps doing this, but I guess he just really respects when Tiny jumps in and bursts one of his teammates. Because he has to be aware that he's not going to get the duel win almost ever going in against the Tiny. The duration is simply too short. And the Grave was there to save him, of course. But in the end, perhaps it was better that he jumps to Tiny than the other way around, right?
Yeah. One of those snap decisions. I make the first move. Things look good for me. So Fnatic, that was, their smoke movement. They were dewarding and setting up for a tier 2 take. But Vici Gaming on their side of the map, proving that they are no pushovers as we get into 30 minutes now, 1/3 of the way through the expected outcome of this match.
ETA, 91 minutes total.
Yeah, absolutely. Top lane, are we looking for something to go here? Lanham is not going to be able to 1v1 the Invoker. They need more help, and it is coming in the form of Ori DP and Fenrir Kotl recalling Young 11. Abed, he's invis. Ghost walked up. Ori has no reveal, so it looks like that Abed will just slip away from them.
Slippery little Abed. He gets out of that one safe. Building into a Yule Scepter as well, so he's going to be extremely fast. When he has that, he's going to be perma-hasted running around in that Ghost Walk. Both teams still just kind of posturing up. It feels like Fnatic, they farmed so much, got a really big TB, and then they took that one fight, TB died, and now they're going to be like, okay, we need even more. We need more gold, more late game secure, and then I can deal with them.
Why doesn't Eternal Envy like Butterfly?
I don't really know. to be honest. Well, MKB is better as an alternative now than it used to be for someone like OD. The fact that it now gives attack speed makes it actually okay to buy an OD MKB. Before, it was god-awful for him. So
do I really need to buy an MKB?
Maybe that's part of it. I'm not entirely sure, though, why he dislikes it so much. I guess buying into extra stats, more HP, is a safer way against so much magical damage. But I do feel it could be a strong item for him.
Oh, Vici Gaming, full control over this side of the map right now, as Fnatic try and get a bit of chip damage onto Tier 2. It does force the glyph here, interestingly enough, on a Tier 2 tower, but that also applies pressure onto Tier 2 mid with the dire creep wave coming in and not taking damage, as well as potentially top lane.
Exactly, the double function glyph.
Yeah.
They're trying to go
good.
behind here. They have a Caudle with Aghanims. He has to TP out right away, and he realizes it. They see him, but it's too late. So that Aghanims Caudle is just running around, controlling a lot of the map, trying to get D wards and finding anyone who's hiding. It is, you know, the Lantern build. You show everything. But he hasn't really found these wards. The bottom rune ward, or around the rune ward, and the Roshan ward by Fnatic.
Oh man, this is going to be tight.
It is going to be a sick fight coming in here, probably. The weave is precast. They saw the weave being used.
They know there are people here. Roshan alive, Shard scouts, and cancels out Young Eleven's blink potentially. On cooldown, avalanche toss, no, just the toss. Young Eleven's in, but force staffed out. Snowball forward with the Sunstrike down. Young Eleven's gonna take it straight on the face.
Executed.
Now, Eternal Envy is letting it rip as Paparazzi's trapped inside the shots. Has a Hurricane Pike and a Blink Dagger as well. Jumps up to the high ground with a Shiver's Guard. Back onto DJ, but the Tornado. Nice play from Abed. Will hold them at bay for now, but Fnatic happy with what they've got. Losing 2 supports for a Legion and a Rubik. Forcing Exorcism and Roshan still alive. Fnatic are like, hands off.
And it was also a very cleanly executed kill onto the Legion Commander. Blinks in, tosses him back. It was really, really well done. And they brought him down so extremely quickly. Terribly was just waiting there like, oh, ho, you must be the fast food I ordered. My tiny.
Tasty.
Brought me the food. So, still, I believe that Fnatic are, you know, farm-wise pulling ahead bit by bit. Their 1k advantage is kind of, you know, irrelevant at this point, but it's just more about what heroes they have. It's going to be harder to scale as a DP and OD going into this late compared to a tiny Invoker and TB. However, that Caudle, you cannot underestimate the impact of a Caudle. And that's really going to be kind of story of the game here, I think.
Like this, bringing heroes in to help with the Roshan. The Sunstrike did scout it, and like you were saying a good 20 minutes ago, they are slow as hell. This is molasses level, treacle level, Roshan taking abilities. Fnatic might even be able to get in here and try and contest.
It is horrendous, actually. Legion is here, and that's the best one they have at taking down.
Fnatic's ready now.
Oh,
they have Tornado. They have EMP.
So close.
Roshan's low. 500 HP on Roshan. Oh god. Oh, the EMP will come out. Stolen away is a toss onto Rubik, but Roshan will go to the side of Vici Gaming here. Cheese on the deck, but VG move forward, looking to play aggressively into the arms of the Terrorblade though, and oh god, Paparazzi, what have you done? 4 staffs, but dies. Now, Aegis gone. What a waste.
What a waste. Already down, and the cheese is gonna be remembered. Fenrir picks it up. I think they were going like, wait, who took the cheese? Oh, I don't know. Finally, he runs back and takes it after the fight. But, yeah, Aegis is out. Not much more to say than Fnatic were perhaps 10 seconds too late to be able to actually steal that.
Yeah.
You know, they probably didn't expect Roshan would take that long. They didn't really...
Is it dead yet?
Yeah, it's like, are you guys really that slow?
But it definitely feels like Fnatic are playing much more methodically. They're not making any you know, drastic mistakes. They're just like, okay, this is what we need to do. And once they reach that limit, they stop there and they retreat. They fall back. They do what they can to, you know, cut their losses.
The methodical approach has its benefits. You're giving your opponent less opportunities to get some good fights going. And looking at that Legion Commander again, still 10 dual damage. We were here 11 minutes ago at minute 25, and it was 10. It's still 10. The question is, will he ever really come online? And as I said, a lot of pressure on the Legion in this game, because she's the only real right-clicker, apart from the, you know, pure damage and so on from OD, but against BKBs, that doesn't really matter. So
yeah. It's like DP ulti and Legion right clicks pretty much is what they have to offer. Oh, hello, DJ. You're going to get jumped. Oh, no. Whoa.
He manages to blink away.
Eternal Envy reflection back onto them. Fnatic, they're setting up. They want to try and fight this. And Tornado is sick. No. Lands in onto 2. They've got the combo. No, the silence comes out. Abed cannot launch out any more spells. They'll jump in with a shard, so they're trapping in Young 11. The exorcism popped by Ori, but in jumps Abed with the ice wall there. The BKB from Ori comes out, but Eternal Envy stands his ground. He is big, in charge, and Abed's Yules will save him from the Settings Eclipse. He needs to get out of this with another silence in the grave. They'll snowball forward, aggressively moving in onto the OD. Oh, the Force Staff back and forth, and down goes the Lanham Rubik. But Eternal Envy taking the right clicks from the Hurricane Pike of Paparazzi. This fight,
everyone's staying alive so far. Pilot gonna be the first to fall.
Dies. The Grave was coming off cooldown, but he will fall. Ice Wall again in. No BKBs for Vici Gaming, though. They have to be careful with how they play around the Invoker. Ori moves forward, healing up back up to almost full as DJ will take a fall. A meatball from Abed in onto Ori, but it's not enough damage. He's going to have to blink himself away from this.
Holy crap, when the action erupts, it really just goes, you know, like this is, again, reminiscent of the previous game. These fights are not slow and quick over, it's just
instant.
Continuous carnage going on. In the end, though, not too many kills were being brought out from that fight. Top, Invoker, just going for some cheeky split push and TPing out. Important thing to note that Invoker Tornado kind of stopped the damage from a Tiny there. It landed right as the Tiny Avalanche and Toss combo was going, so that damage didn't go through, else it would have been a much cleaner fight for Fnatic. But unfortunate little mistiming there on their spells.
It would have been fine, but the DP got a sick silence onto Abed, and he didn't want to use his Yules to just pop that off. Yeah. So it could have potentially been, you know, that two-man big combo with a Meatball Deafening Blast on top of the Tornado EMP, but cut short by a nice play from Ori as Young 11 walks into Eternal Envy. Arcane Rune for the Death Prophet, very nice to pick up, but 40 seconds still for that ulti to come off cooldown.
Dear lord, people are approaching pretty high levels in this game. We have TB on level 24, OD on level 24, almost 25. He is about to hit it on this creep wave. Which talent is he gonna go for? He is thinking about it. He goes for the duration. It's the very popular choice. Going for that extra minute of int stolen can really have a big impact in games where you fight repeatedly right after. If you get one fight,
like this series,
like the previous game in the series, yes. Also, not to mention, we have Tusk on level 23 with a 40% experience gain. You know, it is the highest number on any experience gain talent. There are some other heroes who have the same, I believe, but he gets on level 10.
Yeah, level 10 is the big kicker,
and that is what really makes it so damn amazing. I wonder if he's gonna, you know...
Instant Hex into the duel, and that's his death.
Oh, beautiful. He gets his second duel win. First duel win was on level 1 duel, and second duel win is on level 3 duel. Kind of sets the, you know, sets the picture for you.
When did Radiant's Courier die? Do you have a Courier hotkey? Because mine's been broken for a while.
My hotkeys are weird when I'm on this computer, so I can't quite do it.
I'm almost certain that Abed has Lincolns on the Courier and it's dead for 30 seconds. So that death up top may have been averted if he had that Lincoln Sphere, but he
does have
as if he has it.
He does have his Lincolns on the Courier, so yeah, he may have survived if it was for that. I didn't see where the Courier died. It was during the big fight, though, that we had on top. It died somewhere around there. I can't find his poor little corpse. He's sunken to the ground, you know.
Yeah, he's gone. He's out of there. So a tier 2 claim here. Vici Gaming still hold Exorcism, and DP has the Octarine Core, so they pop their ulti. Aggressive weave from Pile Die. Tries to deter them, but yeah, they really are.
Dealing good damage here.
They can recall the OD in. They do exactly that. They bring Paparazzi forward, and our Universe, he's gone in to try and play aggressively. Ori with a BKB needs to Spirit Siphon back some of this HP. Very low, very low. Ori needs to be so careful. Yeah. Back up with a punch. Oh, he kicks him away somehow. I don't know if it's a Force Staff or what happened there.
It was a Force Staff with the punch, making it look like a kick.
Oh, they blocked the Sunstrike. It wouldn't have landed anyway, but nice play by Vici Gaming now with Tusk dead for 80 seconds.
Very good, and they have the continuous heal here going on from the Coddle. Look at this. They're trying to burst
the catapults alone. Universe, what have you done? Jumps in, tosses a Carti towards the racks, but now Grave into Yules. He's going to die to this for sure as the Sandy's Eclipse from Vici Gaming forced the buyback.
Silence onto the Invoker.
Out from Tiny. Invoker, where's Abed hexed up in the back end of the fight. Fnatic have defended for now. A 3-match Avalanche into the toss. Where's the reflection with the ice wall? They do have some good slows here, but Vici Gaming standing strong.
I wish that Fenrir would spam even more with this Q. He sometimes holds it and doesn't use it, but they need HP so badly.
They've got the big heal.
He's getting it there. Yep, tons of HP coming back on.
And they've got the spam out from both Chakra Magic and Essence Aura. They've got this mana HP flowing through their veins.
It's the infinite potential, right? You can continue forever as long as it's daytime and you have that high ground vision as well with the Kotal Aghanims. Nothing is really stopping you. And that's a lot of money going on. Tons of heroes in the Dire, really.
And that's gone from, you know, super steady, crisp play from Fnatic to...
Kotal is pinging, he's like, go heal! He's nuking and... The Odi just doesn't know to walk into it. He's pinging him 10 times. That was so funny.
But all of a sudden, Paparazzi and the rest of Vici Gaming are just like, right, we have this Hex, we have this DP ulti with Octarine Core. Let's go make something happen. The recalls now allowing them to split push and return to fight, but Abed will make an escape here, but it's being dueled. The Lincolns gets popped, and Abed, oh, this is troublesome for Fnatic, dead for a minute and a half. They've jumped in to try and save him as well. The Tusk is gone.
He gets stunned by the lift.
This is super dangerous.
He gets stunned by the lift dropping down again on the Tusk, so he dies as well. Oh boy, that is over 1 minute of both of them being dead, and they're going down the mid lane. They're gonna have the DP ult, they already have it online in fact, and they have the Exorcism grants haste talent on DP. A pretty interesting talent, but definitely quite strong.
Tier 3, second one to claim here. Vici Gaming, like you said, just pop the ulti, head up high ground, and Fnatic, Eternal Envy, double damage rune, Terror Blade. Unable to really move forward and do anything about this, but he might have to. Ooh, pops out with a Manta as well. He's got a ton of illusions, but look at this. They've just got infinite heal, infinite mana, infinite HP. They do not care.
The illusions don't do anything when you just blinding light them, push them back.
And now the Hex comes in with a duel as well. This might be the end of the road for Fnatic as Vici Gaming clear up the core heroes of Fnatic. The Malaysian squad are done.
That is it. They could not even grave him and wouldn't even have mattered. It's too late at this point. Gonna give him the prison treatment. There you go, you're dead. Actually, he healed him enough? No, he didn't. Almost.
Vici Gaming looking to go through to play against VGJ Thunder. As GG has been called, Eternal Envy taps out, and the Chinese squad has removed the Malaysian squad from ESL One Genting.
A really good performance today from both the Vici Gaming squads and, you know, Fnatic. They tried as they could. In the first game, they did struggle really hard and got taken out by the Vici squad quite quickly. Second game, they brought it to a really, really tough series. One of the craziest games I've ever witnessed. Game number 2, if you did not see it, if you did not catch it, go download it. I've retweeted the replay ID if you want to find that. You can easily find it. But yeah, game 3 goes the way of Vici Gaming. In the end, they're the victors in this matchup.
Stellar performance from them. It looked good for Fnatic for some time, but you know, vital pickoffs on Abed top lane, what, 2-3 times in a row.
That delayed Lincolns was actually quite big, and they didn't really feel like they got too many things going for them. Whereas in the end, the pushing power of the Kotal along with the DP. We mentioned it a few times that the Kotal, you cannot neglect that. Yeah, you have a super farmed TB, you have a farmed Invoker, and Tiny is quite strong as well. Doesn't really matter if you cannot defend high ground though. And how do you really kill DP there? Even when they tossed her into the base, it was more like a hand grenade because she has the exorcism going. It's like, I don't want to touch that.
BKB, I got a Glimmer Cape thrown on me.
She even had the Shivas ready but didn't need to pop it, so I don't know.
Well,
quite something.
That's us done for today, though. What an intense day of games there from ESL One Genting. 3 teams unfortunately go home, but we've had some teams go and move on forward as well.
The games are just getting better and better as we progress. As is, you know, the tournament format. It's amazing to see what these teams are bringing out. Tomorrow, I don't know if we're going to be watching the Vici versus Vici matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It will be really exciting to see any of these games. What matchups do we have tomorrow? Can you go through it?
I don't know what we're casting in particular. I'm not sure if this schedule is correct, but going by the schedule that is up on the ESL site.
But just by what the bracket has in general.
We have Group B lower round 2, match 2. So Group B lower So it should be one of these games. Na'Vi against Mineski, it looks like, is one of our games. And then we move on to upper bracket games, I think is what it says.
Oh.
But I'm not entirely sure
The
how
upper
this works
brackets!
out. But we've got Vici Gaming against VGJ Thunder, Team Secret against Virtus Pro, and over in Group B, we've got Liquid against Newbie up in the upper bracket. Then TNC EG and Na'Vi Mineski in the lower bracket to battle it out.
A lot of good matchups in general there. So it's going to be real exciting to see what tomorrow brings. But I can't say anything but that I was really excited for today, and this did not fail me, you know.
Wonderful
Some good
stuff.
games.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. With that, we'll sign ourselves off. Hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and make sure to tune in again. 5 a.m. CET again, which is midday Singapore time in Southeast Asia. The stream will begin with our first series, so until then, goodbye.
Bye, stream.